You need to be as deep in your expertise of UA as a game maker if you really want to be successful. My name is Justin. I stumbled into the games industry by coincidence in 2002. My roles have always been on how do I make an existing product better, how do I make money from a large user base, and how do I grow a user base through, in particular, performance marketing. And so now in, 22 years, that's all I've ever done. I've not really worked on the game making side, but on the game distribution, monetization, growth side. So Saad and Ahmed I met in Singapore quite recently in June, an event organized by Google, and a good contact, a friend at Google, told me, there's this guy, he knows everything about emerging markets and about Pakistan, you have to meet him. And I asked him, how do I find him? He said, he's a big guy. So I found Saad and we immediately connected. We spoke for hours and hours. I got tired, otherwise we would have spoken more. We even lived in the same hotel there. What a coincidence. Singapore is not a small place. It has a lot of hotels. And we kept chatting afterwards. He dearly invited me to Pakistan, and here I am. It's difficult to say how things will look like in 5 years, but at the moment, and maybe for the last 18 or 24 months, I would say that the mesh up of everything, the hybridization of everything is what impresses me most. Of course, a lot of people talk about how hyper casual has become hybrid casual, but the same idea has been applied to every type of game. My favorite game in the last 12 months has been Whiteout Survival by a company called Century Games. And that game is, at its core, a 4X strategy game, one of the harshest environments for user acquisition and very competitive to get into. They cracked the code by making it look and feel so accessible. And you find a lot of other examples where ideas from the so-called casual gaming space have been adopted by more core type of games and the other way around. So I think that what's really happening is that everybody has a hook, a core gameplay idea, a theme, and then creatively and ambitiously finds instruments to increase their lifetime value, increase their audience size, and find growth. And I believe there is more opportunity. There are so many ideas that even back in 2005, 2006, we were doing in browser games that only now come back into mobile gaming. And of course, a lot of knowledge and experience on PC console gaming, a lot of hyper casual, hybrid casual core gameplays are inspired by 90s, 80s games. So I believe that there's no end towards that creativity anytime soon. And for a marketer, for a growth person or a growth team, that just increases the opportunity space. So I feel it's a very exciting point in time. And I know that a lot of people in the West speak negatively because the financial markets have been difficult for gaming companies, but I am bursting with optimism. My own experience has been primarily in Western markets, in gamer audiences. So across those 22 years, most people I've ever marketed to and monetized were 25 to 30 plus male audiences based in Western Europe, North America. So I have very little experience and I'm just now learning how to adapt some strategies to other markets. So I would rather speak about the core expertise where I see a lot of value, which is to keep loyal and monetize audiences for an incredibly long time. If you look at a lot of games that Phoenix Games has, we started the company in 2018, but we acquire studios and we acquire existing games. Some of our games were launched in 2008 on Facebook, 2010, 2012. And the art that I feel some of our studios, as well as Phoenix, are working every day to master is, how do you lose none of your existing customers? How do you make them happy and surprise them after playing your game for 14 years? And that is a very different approach to the extreme early funnel optimization that, for example, in hyper-casual is so important. Now, considering that I believe in this mesh up of everything, We on the hardcore side, this lifetime of 2,000 days, 3,000 days, we can learn from the early funnel, from the creativity and opening your audiences. And hyper-casual people, hybrid casual people are learning from how do you keep somebody for day 30, 60, 500, 5,000. So monetization strategies, I believe, are very specific to individual genres, but this idea of catering towards your existing audience is a very important one, so that you can then build your portfolio over time. You don't have to replace a game every 3 months. So I look a lot at studios as part of our M&A business who already have an existing and profitable business. Most of them work with a focus on IAP monetization, so in-game purchases. And there it's very easy to miss time and overdo the scaling. IAP is a much more narrow audience than ad monetized games. And I've seen many cases where a studio ran profitable UA and then thought, okay, we increase it, it was still profitable, we increase it another time, and at some point it stopped being profitable. Now that is in principle easy. What's hard is to then stop at the right point in time and to scale back again. A lot of companies, a lot of teams that I have seen firsthand become addicted to the momentum. And of course it's hard. Our friends at Google and Facebook and TikTok and Reddit, they're all very good at telling you, you have a performance problem? Yeah, just spend more because machine learning. Well, the truth is most of the time, if you just spend more, that's not going to change numbers for the better, it will change numbers for the worse. You can spend more if your product team is also increasing lifetime value and if you're employing deeper and deeper monetization strategies. But it has to go hand in hand. And so I see the biggest challenge in the market as a whole, UA being too attached from the outside in many medium-sized, small, medium-sized game development teams. Maybe they have one guy, maybe they have an external team, they don't really fully get it, and then they fall prey to these narratives where, yeah, just spend more, it will fix all your problems. And it's very easy to lose all the profit that you made before by just a couple of months of doing it really badly. I've seen that firsthand, and I hope that more knowledge and more care and more integration of UA as you need to be as deep in your expertise of UA as a game maker if you really want to be successful. And that more of that comes even to medium-sized, small-sized developers.